Abby, what was going through your head when you first found out about the rematch at BMO Field here in Toronto?
Oh, I was excited. I mean, obviously the drama of our last game against each other in the Olympics, you really can't create that, So I think both Canadians and Americans are really excited to get behind their teams and support each, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not as dramatic this time around.
Well, do you think it'll be more intense than a regular friendly?
I think from our perspective, we know that there's going to be a level of intensity because the rivalry is growing. Canada is a great team, and they pose a lot of challenges against us, and it'll be a tough match for us, especially being away from home. The game's sold out fairly quickly, so it should be fun. It should be a great environment. You can't really create that on an everyday basis. So the fact that 2015 is around the corner and we can create that environment with our northern neighbors, it's a really great positive thing for both teams.
I was going to ask you, I mean, you're so used to being the hero for so many little girls, not only in the United States, but here in Canada. Come Sunday, chances are you're going to be the villain. How do you think you're going to react to that, and how do you think your team will react to that?
Yeah, no, I'm down with that. I think it's awesome. Mostly because it means that the game is growing. It's internationally growing, especially, Canada, the 2004, maybe 2002 Youth World Cup was there. And I think that Christine Sinclair has single-handedly done so much for her country, growing the game, putting them on the map. And if I were to be fair, it's a little unlucky for them not to get into the gold medal match last Olympics. I have no clue the referee's going to make that call. I'm just trying to get her to hurry up. You know what I mean? So I'm fine being the villain. It means that the game is growing. I know that my fans will be behind me, and I know my teammates will be behind me as well.
What advice would you give to girls who are kind of shying away from making that next step over to, the professional stage and, kind of don't want to leave their families behind and all that?
Well, I mean, if it's a dream, you're not going to let anything get in the way. If you're on the fence, it's probably not for you because there is a lot of sacrifice. There is a lot of traveling. There is a lot of punishment you have to put on your body day in and day out. So this isn't for the faint of heart kind of person. You have to have passion. You have to love the game. And I'm 32 years old, almost 33, and I still love it. Today is one of the best days ever. Hot, humid. You get a good sweat on. You get a couple hours of work in, and then you get to go relax. So I think that's the best job in the world, but I'm a little biased, I suppose. And, I think that the next generation, those people are going to have to keep pushing the game further. The game is better now than it was 10 years ago when I first found it.
Well, like you mentioned, I mean, you were, 21 when the first FIFA Women's Player of the Year was announced and given to Mia Hamm. I mean, these girls growing up nowadays have that chance and opportunity to look up to someone like you and become that. How do you think that'll help further grow the game, and what would you like to see changed in the women's game?
Well, I think that the more the game evolves, I would like to see it grow in terms of the financial backing and from FIFA, from the federations into the female programs. I mean, U.S. Soccer does so much for us, and I know the Canadian Federation is doing more for their women, pending the World Cup being around the corner. But if we can have, if we're selling out stadiums, that's a huge deal. Our men's team, they're great. They sell more tickets than we do, but we tend to have a winning record rather than a tie or losing record. And I think that the Americans really that's appealing to Americans is winning, and like any country, So I just want to keep making sure the game can grow, and whatever I can do to help that. And being FIFA Player of the Year, what an honor. It's a direct reflection of my teammates. They're the ones that put me in positions to score goals and win games and be that quote-unquote hero for our team. So I've been honored to be in that position for many years now, and I think that the next generation, Alex Morgans and the Lauren Cheneys, they have an opportunity to step into that role, and it should be really cool to see the transition from now until the time I actually do retire.
I was going to say the men's team might sell more tickets over in the States, but here in Canada, this game has gotten much more hyped than even the World Cup qualifiers, so it's insane to see.
Well, it's awesome. That's good news.
Perfect. Thank you very much.